It's time for our losers match here in Group C of the GSL Code A. And it's between these two guys, Ragnarok, who's teamless, and MVP is Billowy. One of these two players will be going home in last place with no chance of advancing to Code S.
That's the worst feeling, man. You get into Code A, you go through that incredibly, insanely hard qualifiers. When you finally get here, you get into your group, and you lose 0-2. That's like the worst feeling, man. You gotta do it all over again.
Every game, somebody has to lose. Not everybody can win, man.
Ragnarok looks stressed. He's like talking to himself in the booth.
Well, the only other teamless player in this group, and if I'm not mistaken, only other teamless player in all of Code A, already advanced from this group. And Ragnarok is now, you know, the last man standing here, knowing that, you know, now Deer is more likely to be picked up than he is. And he really wants to prove himself so that he can actually join a team. He's been playing for so long. He's been playing since 2010. He's been playing for 4 years. Many of those years on the team TSL, or many of his teammates have gone into bigger and better things. Can he save his chances against Billowy here in game number 1?
Up here in the top left, in the red, the Zerg player, he is
Ragnarok.
The bottom right in blue, cross spawns here.
MVP Billowy.
Hot 6 sponsor.
Yeah. Hot 6 is also the sponsor of this tournament.
Interestingly enough.
Interestingly enough, as it turns out.
Which just happens to be the case.
Which just happens to be the case.
Something that also happens to be the case is these players are cross spawns.
Yes.
And the last time this happened, we saw the Protoss player going to double Stargate airplay. Didn't quite work out for him. That was Billowy, actually, himself.
Yeah. Dark just reacted really well to it. Made a bunch of Hydras and hit a timing before Storm was ready, which he didn't even know. But because Storm wasn't ready, it just gave him so much trouble. He split his units so much that I was worried that he was going to lose the fight just simply because he was microing his Hydras so much to make a split against Storms that just weren't there. But just had too much DPS there in the end and crushed that air army. And maybe a Nexus going down here after Gate, so we'll see that Gate Nexus core build that you can see on any free expand map. And we actually see a gas and a pool going down for Ragnarok, so he's definitely planning on getting some early map control with this, rather than going for a double hatch or, you know, even just like a more mineral-oriented opening. It's also, you know, fair to say that getting gas earlier is the best choice on this map because you'll see a lot of these Gate Nexus core builds where you have really fast attacks coming out, and you want to have speed to be able to deal with that.
Yeah, very, very true. I'm just curious to see if Billowy actually goes for the same build. I mean, it seemed like when he first played on Nimbus, he picked the map. So he definitely had it prepared coming into the match. Like, he wouldn't have just randomly picked Nimbus if he wasn't going to do something specific. So he must feel pretty comfortable with that build. And coming back on this map as the first map here, which neither of the players chose, I actually wouldn't be surprised if he did it again. I mean, I'm sure Ragnarok was watching the game and everything, but
it's possible that he does it again. Ragnarok was certainly watching the game, I can assure you that. That's possible he does it again. I mean, he planned it for this map, specifically versus this race, and at these positions he attempted it. So, yeah, I think it's fair to say that there's a good chance he'll do it again. Only time will tell. There goes that pylon down. You do have to eventually get a wall up here, because if you don't, then the speedlings will just run in. Only hold that for so long.
And that would be embarrassing.
That would be embarrassing indeed. There's the third hatch for Ragnarok. Not playing that slow ramp-up style.
Yeah.
It was kind of funny that we saw from Dark earlier. There's one Stargate.
Yeah. And this Ling actually gets in, but it will not scout that.
Well, the Overlords should eventually, on the other hand, be able to do so. The one to the top is actually the most likely candidate. It's the one to the west is a little bit slow to get over there. Mothership Core also wards off a Zerling from the front entrance. And then Overlord's getting dangerously close. I don't think Billowy can actually see that yet.
No. That's definitely going to get the scout. He could actually possibly just get in there and get out after seeing that. Again, if he goes for Phoenixes like he did last time, we'll be able to kill it.
And he sees the Stargate. And it will be a Phoenix. Supply blocked for a second. So not immediately, but it does come out here, and the Overlord is going to verify that. Spore Crawler started immediately, 2 of them. Not even a hesitated Spore Crawler had here. He's like super fast on getting those. Almost too fast.
Yeah, you always want to get the drones out first if possible. Just save it, you know, because the earlier you get them out, the longer they're mining. And
exactly, like if the Spore Crawlers are up this early, the longer they're up and not shooting at anything, the less mining you have of those drones.
Yeah. So second Stargate is dropped here, so I would expect the same build here.
Yep.
I mean, we got the same buildings. I'm just wondering if he is going to go into that Void Ray style once again, to the third base.
There's a +1.
Yeah. And it doesn't seem like Ragnarok's going to be as aggressive as Dark was to cancel that third base. I mean, still got some time here. He does have the speed. So if he wanted to, could make a big round of Lings and try to cancel that third base once it comes out.
Yeah, first of all, he's got to get his Overlords out. As you can see, he's making 4 at a time to compensate for the Overlords he's lost, and the Overlords he knows he likely will lose. Not even pulling this one back. Actually gets missed. Nice, we can pick up that probe off. That's huge. Beautiful there. That will slow the hatch down, or rather the Nexus down so significantly.
Yep, very nicely done. And now he has the information that Billowy wants to go for that Nexus as well. So he can use that information how he chooses. And he's going to make a bunch of links. Not too many just yet. Going to make some drones with that as well.
The third base does go up. It's not going to be as delayed as it was last time. That one drone falls back down, but fear not, Protoss fans, it's definitely dead. Cut to pieces.
Yeah. It seems like in the last game when he played against Dark, he didn't quite have the defense for that third base that he does now. I remember him just having a Pylon and a Zealot there. But now he's got that Void Raid and 2 Zealots.
Oh.
And the Mothership Core. He's waiting. He knows this time he has to be a bit more defensive.
There's aren't as many Lings on the map either for Ragnarok.
Yeah. He kind of chose the route of, oh, okay, you're going to take a third base, so I'm just going to drone up like crazy and get a super late layer and just go down that kind of path. Get a bunch of upgrades.
Yeah. A few more drones here. With this many Phoenixes, you can almost one-shot them. You basically can. Got a lot of workers here. Again, the Zealots, Void Rays are set up. He's got a tight wall here with the Sentry. And the Lynx are just not having it. Overseer finishes here, but so what?
So what, Overseer?
So what, Overseer?
Get killed. Wrecked.
Big deal, huh? Full hit points? I'll put him back to 0. Well, he's got that robotics up. +2's on the way. So all the infrastructure is here for him to go into Colossi now. And to just continue those upgrades. Destroying this 4th base, not going to be an easy task. He has 4 Void Rays, but only 2 of them with, 3 of them with his army. I don't know if he has enough Phoenixes to actually make this work. I think he does.
Well, this is the same attack he did to Dark last time.
Yeah.
I think he had 1 extra Void Ray, but he's keeping that one at home this time.
Yeah, I think he had a few more Phoenixes too, 1 or 2 more. Like, that's a hatchery making another queen.
Korean casters are really excited about
the
fact that he's basically just defending with queens against this kind of attack that he knows is coming. But look at that. It looks like the Void Rays are going to come in here and focus down the Spore Crawler and could actually go right for that hatchery. These queens are way out of position. Only 1 queen over here, and that's not going to be enough.
No, definitely not. A hatchery should go down without any transfuses.
Any transfuses? Oh, he gets some!
Oh,
he gets a bunch!
Oh my god, and he saves it.
Oh my god.
He might kill the Mothership Core too, it's very low. Mill over
incredible.
here. Wall's not perfectly set. Does add a bunch of gateways flusteredly.
Flusteredly?
He was flustered and he added gateways. That's the point.
Yeah.
6 Infestors on the way. Maybe a different approach here to how Dark handled it with Hydras.
Yeah.
And he's got a Hive in a second, too, so that's going to be good for most likely Vipers, but he's got a lot of different options. And be careful here.
These lanes, they keep trying to make something work, but they're just not making anything work.
No, they're not. Pathogen glands are done, by the way, for these infestors. They're going to pop out with energy. And actually goes Ultralisk here. If you can eliminate the air army, Ultralisk are a great follow-up because the ground army is just not really there. You know, it's either going to have some Colossi or, you know, no Immortals.
Yeah. He's just going to basically go a dab of Roaches, but mainly Ultra Infestor and Queen. Maybe try to go for an attack.
Yeah.
He's getting the melee upgrades instead of the range ones for his ground army, so.
This Warp Prism could do some damage. Wait and see. Fourth base will be forced to cancel here. And a massive Warp in the main.
I think it definitely could do some damage. That's at least 10 Zealots in there, and they're already getting to work on those Evo Chambers. They're going to go down.
Yeah, one Queen also goes down. If he targets that Evolution Chamber, it should fall. So low. Transfuses, but does not use them.
Yeah.
Warp Prism gets targeted down, so the Zealots are canceled. Saves him some money, though, realistically. The Zealots probably weren't going to get anything done. But during this, while he's pushed back, the Void Rays are coming over. Now they're going to try to kill this hatchery. Really cool style here from Billowy. And that hatch is definitely going down. Nothing you can do to save it. Transfuse just too far away.
Oh, but if he gets a
recall. Whoa! Those were like barely in recall range, too.
Yeah.
God, Billowy is playing this so well. He's harassing everywhere at once. Coming over here now and getting a lot of these drones. And he's just got a fourth base up. He's building a massive death ball. All right, the transfuses are real now.
Lots of energy used there. Now the Ultras are finally out. He's got 6 Infestors as well. And 15 Queens. He's making Vipers as well.
Really impressive ability to play this game. Yeah. You can really see how his plan was supposed to work before. Dark handling it, I'd say slightly better than Ragnarok, though, in some ways. But regardless, it's like how it's supposed to look when this comes together.
Yeah.
But can he deal with these Ultralisks without really any Immortals? Plus the Infestors that are there. You know, he has to deal with those with Colossi, even a Nidus network to allow him to reinforce better because his creep spread isn't so good. I mean, not that it's bad, but it's not something you normally focus on this matchup for reinforcing. It's connecting his bases that's more important in ZVP.
Yeah. That one lane.
Ouch.
Way too overconfident. Ragnarok taking a third base, or a fifth base, rather. While he seems to be gearing up for some kind of attack. I think the Nidus network is about finished.
Yep. Cleaning up these lanes. But, again, just keeping the Ultras off his back, giving him more time to get more Immortals out. He does have 7 Void Rays as well to help out with this. Making 1 Colossus and 1 Immortal at a time, I think this is smart, because he's going to need both, really. A lot of Archon's going to help out, too. 5 right now.
Yeah. Now Ragnarok is currently up to 8 Ultras and 8 Infestors, and here's that forward Nidus. He definitely wants to go for an attack here. He needs really good fungals on a lot of those air units. Billowy needs to split his air units as well as possible.
Alright, there's that Nidus. The Queens pop out and make quick work of that Phoenix. And they're ready for transfusing. Zealot run by over here. There's nothing to defend. Upgrade-wise, you know, he's only got 1-1 for his Ultralisk right now. Kaitina's splitting isn't even done, and he's just still going to engage here. I think this is actually a mistake. Investor's getting feedbacked here. And no real armor for these Ultralisks means he walks right into a wall here. And I think this was a huge mistake.
Yep.
There's a big bank, but what's he going to do with it?
In the meantime, these Zealots are making quick work of pretty much the whole base of Ragnarok. The Nidus does go down here, and it's so successfully held. Billowy, rather, I think he could just go for a counterattack with these Zealots and go for the win.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what he's going to do. He's killing drones right now. He's killing spores, killing hatcheries. 7 Ultras on the way against this many Immortals and Void Rays with Prismatic Alignment. 7 of them. I don't know. I don't think there's any right answer here. GG.
GG.
That was pretty much a plan coming together there.
Yep, that was Billowy. He had a build for the map. It didn't work against Dark, but it worked against Ragnarok. I feel like Ragnarok definitely playing a bit more passively. Didn't respond as well to the Zealot harass either. He got his upgrades canceled as well. A lot of stuff went wrong for him in that game.
Yeah. Gotta keep that headset on though, man. There you go. That was a really cool build, and I thought Ragnarok's plan to attack there, it was attacking into Immortals, Void Rays, and Colossi. When his upgrades weren't finished, his 2-2 were far from being finished, and his Kaitia's Plating wasn't even finished. Kaitia's Plating is worth more than, you know, it's like the best upgrade you can get armor-wise in the entire game. And he didn't even, it was like 10, 20 seconds away from finishing, and he just attacked anyways. Mistake.
So Ragnarok picks Overgrowth here. He picked Merry-Go-Round last time against Deer. Didn't work out for him too well, so he's going to go with the popular choice here of Overgrowth.
Yeah. And in fact, last time he had King Sejong as his starting map, wasn't it? And yeah, I think this is a tense moment for him. I'm actually worried against Billowy's type of style on a two-player map like this, if he can actually hold on here. He's got 1 life left right now. If he loses one more time, it's all over for him, and who knows if he'll be able to qualify next time. And as for Billowy, he wants to close this one out and go into the final PVZ of the early section here. We'll find out if he can do it.